Now, the police recruitment saga has brought back to the fore a fundamental question about who advises the president and whether indeed the president's men are hanging him out dry. His order to defy the courts and have the recruits report to camp triggered such a massive backlash that Kenyans wondered where his advisors were. Patrick Amimo reports.
I also further direct the Inspector General of Police to take urgent steps and ensure that the 10,000 recruits whose enrollment is pending promptly report for training at the Kenya Police College in Kiganjo. I take full responsibility for this directive.
That directive immediately attracted criticism from judiciary because the court had yet to make a ruling on the fate of the recruits after it cancelled the exercise. The Constitution Implementation Commission also demanded that the due process of law should be followed and warned the president's directive could be in contempt of court. But the chief government legal advisor defended the president.
The president intends at all times to enforce the Constitution and the law. And that is why the consultations we are having are consultations about how we can achieve expeditious recruitment of the police.
After much pressure, the president caved in.
Together as a commission, we have made the decision that there is need for us to follow due process. And in following due process, we are recruiting 10,000. That is our function.
The question is, did the president's advisors get it wrong?
And immediately you see a firefighting mission from the Attorney General, a firefighting mission from the National Police Service Commission, and basically it is to save the president from embarrassment. April 20 will happen before the ruling on May 8. But now they won't have violated any ruling by the High Court.
When the National Assembly passed the Contentious Security Laws Amendment using the tyrant of numbers in December last year, the president quickly signed the laws despite protestations of the opposition.
I want to take this opportunity to thank our National Assembly for having the presence of mind yesterday to pass the bill despite the deplorable conduct of a few individuals.
The opposition moved to court to stop the enactment of the security laws. The government had argued the laws were urgently needed to counter terrorism, but concerns had been raised by opponents that some sections of the act were in breach of the Bill of Rights. The High Court suspended the laws, but when the Attorney General appealed the decision, he lost.
The country's security agents and law enforcement organs can still make full use of the existing laws to keep the country and its people safe.
During the Mpeketoni attack last year, for which Al-Shabaab militants claimed responsibility, President Uhuru Kenyatta rubbished Al-Shabaab's claims. He stated the government's position on who was behind the Mpeketoni attack may be based on information from his security advisors.
Evidence indicates that local political networks were involved in the planning and execution of the heinous crime.
Following the Garissa University College attack, President Uhuru Kenyatta addressed the nation and vowed tough action against Al-Shabaab. However, a cross-section of Kenyans wondered why the presidency had not visited Garissa or even Chiromo mortuary to empathize and sympathize with the bereaved as the country mourned. Owing to the mounting criticism, President Uhuru Kenyatta on Thursday decided to write to each of the families of the victims of Garissa attack to express words of comfort and sympathy to the families.
Yes, advisors should be the first to prompt the president to be there, but also there has to be a personal touch to it from those who are in leadership to always be the chief consoler.
The Jubilee administration has hired presidential advisors in almost each and every sector that matters. Analysts are wondering why the president seems to be making so many goofs.
3 possible scenarios could be occurring. One is that the advisors are giving the president good advice, but the president is ignoring. That's hypothesis number 1. Hypothesis number 2 is that just like in the Moi era, in which as an advisor you are supposed to conform to what Moi wanted done, maybe the advisors are conforming to what the president wants. And 3, the third hypothesis is that maybe the president is too much of his own man, and therefore he acts or he speaks, and then in case of any negative consequences, he tells the advisors, mop up.
Patrick Amimo, KTN.